Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Downunder Mastermind call for, what are we, the 18th of January. And this evening we have Cordelia with us, all the way from the UK. Welcome, Cordelia.
Hey, I've travelled far.
That's the benefit of the internet, isn't it? You can sit at home in your lounge in the UK and speak to us down under.
Yep, that's right.
So, can you tell us your story?
Wow, how long have we got?
As long as you like. I'll stay up all night if you want.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll probably all get rather bored if I went on that long. But no, well, I guess I'll start with a year ago. So a year ago, I was a newly qualified nurse with 3 small children. I had all my children during my nursing degree because I'm absolutely crazy. And I still managed to get a distinction though. And yeah, so I was working on the ward and really enjoying my job actually, but just like me and my husband were trying to set up a business, and it was an eBay business. We started importing things from China. We tried to import, you know, the Segways. We imported a few of them, and then literally the day they were arriving, it was all over the newspapers that they were blowing up everywhere, so no one wanted to buy them. So we just got stuck with these Segways. And eventually got rid of them, and then thought, right, we need to think of something else. So we started importing ride-on cars, you know, like the little kids' Bentleys and stuff like that. And they were just massive, heavy, faulty, just nightmare, absolute logistical and everything nightmare. Because I live on a main road, so the lorry would have to like park on the pavement, blocking the road off. Anyway, I just hated it, absolutely hated it. And we closed the business down, and I just carried on working. But the thing is that like I did have it in the back of my mind. I want an online business, but I didn't know what it was. So like, I can't do web design, and I can't do business consulting and social media marketing. Or I had no idea what any of that was until Dan Holloway's cheeky little grin popped up on YouTube about 100 times. And I finally clicked on his face and was like, what is this? And yeah, joined the SFM. That was in July. It took me about 2 weeks to go black. Not because I had money lying around, didn't have any money whatsoever. We're a nurse, we're a like one-wage family. But yeah, I just knew that this was the opportunity for me, and that I needed to go down this route. And I knew that there was no like looking back. I knew that I'd regret it if I didn't do it. And even though all of that, I didn't have a bloody clue why. I didn't know what black meant. I didn't know anything like that. So I just went with it. Yeah, here I am.
Cool. So, how do you manage it with 3 kids and a nursing job as well?
To be honest, I really, really enjoy it. Like, I enjoy making content. I really enjoy all the stuff that I have to do for this business, which means that I'm voluntarily doing it. It's not a drag for me. I don't watch telly anymore. So like the kids, there's a couple of days where they're out of the house for half a day. My husband's really good and his work's quite flexible. And so I'll work at the hospital, and then if I'm too tired, I won't do any work that day. But then the next day, the kids might be out all day. And then every evening, I basically work. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like I'm pottering about online. It's so much easier than lugging 20-kilo boxes around and having conversations with really angry parents that haven't got a car on time for their little spoiled 3-year-old's birthday. It was just horrible. So, you know, getting to talk to such amazing people, like the people that are coming through and wanting to contact me and have conversations with me about what it is that we offer here. It's like wholesome conversation. It's not like, you know, what are the dimensions? Does it have this? Does it have that? How long will it be? Can you promise me it'll be here by this date? It's just like dragging my soul out of my body. So I guess that's it really. It's just time management. It's like cutting out the stuff that's unproductive and not getting me anywhere, like watching EastEnders. I don't know if you guys know what EastEnders is.
Yeah, they have it over here.
Oh, do you?
And Coro Street.
The proper version.
No, I used to watch it when I was over your way.
I love it. Like I think I watched every single episode for about 10 years, but it's not, you know, I don't watch it anymore. I literally don't. The telly only comes on to watch the odd film, and then I just focus on stuff that. I guess the only problem is that my husband gets a bit left out, pushed out a bit, because he's like, I'm always on the laptop. So I have to really struggle to find a balance. It's a bit like having a double life.
So do they know at the hospital that you're doing this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a consultant on my list.
Oh, right.
I also had a really awkward situation yesterday. When I first started doing this, I was talking to one of my patients about it. He's disabled. He was in a motorbike accident and he lost the use of one of his arms. And he used to work in a picking and packing place, and he was like a manager there. And he can't do that job anymore. And I was talking to him about, you know, I was at the beginning of this journey. I was all hyped up about, you know, go digital. We were talking about this for ages. And in the end, I think I said, look, why don't you give me your email address and I'll send you some information. And I wasn't even trying to recruit him. I was just generally trying to help him, you know. And then I had this guy that's been replying to every single broadcast. And I realised the other day it was him. It was his patient. And I was like, oh no, this is actually quite awkward. Like, so I had a call with him last night. And I was really quite monotone and not trying to say, but he was really, the thing is that he really does need some help, and he really does would benefit from this. So I guess what I'm saying, it's very difficult to keep a lid on it and not talk about it when you're so passionate about it. I wonder what would happen if my consultant and the patient both signed up to the SFM. It wasn't me. I'll just say that. It wasn't me.
Well, what difference would it make?
I don't know. I feel like it's a bit dodgy. Like, I'm not supposed to have done that. I feel really guilty.
Well, what are they going to do? Fire you?
Yeah, fire me. Go on.
I bet you'd hate that.
I know. It'd be awful, right?
Then you'd have to do this full time.
Oh, no, that'd be terrible. I need to leave on my own terms, though. I don't want to be like homeless before I've made it. That would be a bit of a curveball in the old plans, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. But if you're taking your kids travelling, well, you won't be able to nurse anyway.
No, I'm not gonna. What I was just saying, like at the beginning, is that this was just going to be a thing on the side for me, but this is like completely taken over my future plans. You know, the thing is like I was like 27, married, children, career, tick, tick, tick. It's like society's things, isn't it? Like, that's what you have to do. I've achieved all of society's wants from me. Now what? Well, I've got to stay in a job. It's like I could just see my whole life just laid out in front of me, just so predictably, just boring. Like, that was kind of one of the reasons why I was trying to start an online business as well, because I was bored. Like, I love nursing, but I'm bored. I get bored really easily. Bored of routine, and just need kind of a lot of stuff going on to keep me, you know, entertained. But the thing is that like I think it was 2 months into this, I was like, I've had enough of nursing. I started to not enjoy it, and I do enjoy it, but I don't. It's like what Alex Smale. He's got this, you know, analogy. It's like the blue pill and the red pill. Once you've seen how your life could be, it's really difficult to go back and like not have that. So like, the other thing is that I felt really guilty about wanting to leave nursing, because I was like, you know, it's cost the NHS, you know, 5.5 years plus 2 maternity leaves. They didn't let me have a 3rd maternity leave. 2 maternity leaves to get my nursing career done, and now I want to leave. Like, I feel really mean. Like, I should be dedicating my life to the NHS for the service of, you know. Now I just realised that this is like a whole different space to be able to help people, and for me, it's actually more fulfilling because it's to be able to help empower people. I don't know if any of you guys are nurses.
No.
Susan, were you a nurse? No.
I don't think we've got any nurses here.
Literally feels like you're patching people up and sending them off sometimes. You just don't have the resources, you don't have the time. Some of the patients don't really care. They don't want the treatment. They don't really, you know, they're just here because they have to be, because, you know, like the heroin addicts and, you know, the alcoholics and stuff. Here you're able to help people that want to be helped, and that is really cool. And be able to give them that time. You can't do that in the NHS. You can't give them the time because you haven't got it.
Because you've got so many other people that want your time as well.
Yeah, I've got someone bleeding out over there, and that one's blood pressure's in their boots, and that one over there's gone crazy and needs a site referral. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Old Doris needs a commode, but she's got to wait because you just haven't got the time. It's impossible.
Corky, how do you not like drop from exhaustion?
I do. I do.
So
I'm very up and down. My energy's like always really high and crazy. I'm sort of worried that I was a bit bipolar-ish, but I think it's my coping strategy for keeping my energy levels up, because but I'm very much like that. I like the acute stuff. Recently I've been working in outpatient, and it's been really chilled out. You know, been there like 2 hours, and someone comes up to me and they're like, "Oh, have you had a cup of tea? I'll go and have a cup of tea. You must make sure you get a good break and you have a cup of tea." And I'm like, what? It's like there's too many nurses there for that. I'm like picking files up and I'm moving them and putting them there. That's all I'm doing. Like, there is no nursing skill required in that at all. But I realised, look, just calm down, Corky. It's all right to have an easy life. There's nothing wrong with it. I was getting home at 6 and having the energy to get on with the things that need doing at home.
That's brilliant. So it's almost like, is life settling down a bit more, kind of like making space for you to work on your business stuff a bit?
Yeah. But then on Christmas Day, my marketing budget got written off.
No. What's happening with that?
I know, Karina, I know you know about it, but did anybody hear this story?
Yeah, you did a video on it, wasn't it?
And I meant to be talking about it on the wake-up call the other day. So that got writ off, and then the universe gave me money, but I had to work in A&E for it. So I've been back there.
And that's full on, isn't it? A&E's full on.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You don't know there's so many people in Oxford until you work in A&E. They're literally patients. You know, the kind of cliche thing of patients in the corridors. There's nowhere to put them. They're just everywhere. Lining the corridors, like every single corridor you can find. It's awful. It's just so awful. Anyway, can we talk about something less depressing?
Yeah.
Sorry. So, like, what's the one thing that you wish you would have known, like, you know, when you first started, that you've learned now, like, coming this far? Because it has been a massive journey for you, even this far.
It's been a whirlwind, like crazy whirlwind. I don't know if I'd change anything, actually. I think I'd go back to the beginning and just do it all again. Like, the whole discovery of, you know, I guess I wish I found it sooner, but would I have been ready for it?
Yeah.
I don't do that shoulda, woulda, coulda thing. It doesn't really, I genuinely feel like my whole life up until now has been building up to this moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's how it works, isn't it? When the student's ready, the opportunity appears.
And have you noticed like your relationships changing, like with your family and friends? Have you noticed?
I don't see anybody. Like, I've got less time. I have definitely got less time for people. And I think that's because I am in a transition. I keep telling myself I'm just in a transition, and this transition is bloody difficult. I'm not going to lie. I'm working full time. I've got 3 kids to look after, and I'm trying to start up a business quite quickly. I'm trying to really get it off the ground. I'm really trying to get to the 10 for 10. Justin said he's going to hold me a space, maybe. But yeah, I've got to get 6 more members. Huh?
Yeah. It's got to go as hard as you can for it.
I know. I'm holding a webinar tonight.
Yeah, so that's amazing, Cordelias, at 10 to 10 so quickly.
I'm not there yet, Angie, honestly.
Yeah, but if you're close, it's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
It goes. Yep. Let's see.
So what's the deal like with like managing your time? Like what's your, how do you do that? Like do you have like a whiteboard, or do you like have apps, or how do you communicate with your family, like where you're going to be and when and stuff?
So every day between 8 till 1 is my work time. And every day between, I have a calendar, I use my calendar on my Mac, and I block sections off, which is kids time. And every day between 8 and 1 is work time. Now, if I'm working at the hospital, then tough. If I'm at home, then that's my time. Then my husband will go to the gym in the afternoon and then go and work in the shop. And then at 7 o'clock in the evening, I'm very strict with the kids' bedtimes. They're in bed by 7. I'm just dreading when they get older and need to be up later. But for now, they're in bed by 7, and then I have a couple of hours in the evening as well.
Yeah, great. Sounds like a very, like a lot of routines going on, which is really cool.
It's difficult because it's never the same, you know, like, and it throws the kids about as well. It's just the nursing. Sometimes I'll work like 4 block days and I don't see them for 4 days, and I get back and they're really naughty and they need like sorting out again.
Yeah, right. And like, do they understand like what you're doing or what you want to do, or what do they think about all of this?
I recently made a video. You'll find it on my YouTube channel. It's actually quite funny. It's of my me interviewing my daughter.
She's imitating you, right? Is that the one where she's imitating you?
Well, when I was like digital marketing, she was like digital marketing. So I was like, Stuart and Jay teach mummy about, and she was like, poo-poo. No, they're too young. Cyrus got an idea. I've told them I'm taking them traveling this summer.
Awesome.
I need about 22 grand for that, I think. Maybe not that much. I need quite a bit. So yeah, it'll be fine.
So where are you taking them?
Don't know yet. I might just go around the States, because Marnie's very little. He's 2, and we want to go to like Far East Asia, but Dan was like, Corky, it's going to be really stressful because you're in another country, you don't know the language, and then you've got 3 kids, and he said it's going to be really hard work. I think it's doable, but I think like for our first trip, maybe go somewhere a bit easier so we don't get completely put off.
Yeah.
I'd love to bring them to Australia or New Zealand, but it's just too far for them. If I was going to do that, we'd have to stop off at countries on the way.
Yeah.
That would be like going to Far East Asia.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think we might just go to the States. I really want to go back to Arizona.
Yeah.
And there's going to be an event, an SFM event in the summer in the States anyway, isn't there?
Yeah,
why do you say it's too far for them out here in Australia?
Travel time.
Because it's
I'm saying that only because I travelled a lot when my kids were younger. I found it so easy. That's why I'm asking, why did you say it's...
Yeah, well, maybe this is just a preconceived idea and I need to just test it out. But my husband hates long haul flights, right? He's terrible with them. And every time we've been to Spain, which is just 2 or 3 hours, it's been an absolute nightmare because they just scream the entire way. And I guess we're just kind of dreading having to do that for like 11 hours and then 10 hours straight. It's like 24 hours flying.
We're just about to take Daisy on her first international trip to Japan, which is 9 hours. So I'm meeting my partner halfway, and I said I wasn't going to do international travel till she was 4.
How old is she?
She'll be 3 weeks shy of 4, so she's nearly 4. So we haven't flown for about an hour, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, lots of activities. But 4's a good age because they will. Like my eldest, there will be no problem. She'll sit there the entire flight and she'll.
The iPad.
The little one's manic. He's like the Tasmanian devil, you know, like just not stop.
Well, she was like that too. We travelled from Sydney to Brisbane once, and she stood up and behind me. She was running everywhere, and this poor man in front had a bald patch in the back of his head. She stood up on the chair and patted him on it, and would just had people laughing behind her. And she would just do random shit like that all the time, running up and down the aisle, patting people. I couldn't have taken her at that age. There's no way. No way. It was nuts.
Sounds fun.
He took it in his stride, though. He did take it in his stride. He didn't even move. And she was just like, pat, pat, pat. I was like,
yeah, it's when they come out with some really embarrassing stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
Like,
how old are your kids?
5, 3, and 2.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's full on.
Yeah.
Mm.
What do you think, Angie? Do you think I'd be able to bring them to us? Do you think
look, people are all different. I would do it.
You would
but
do
then
it.
I travelled, my daughter's first flight, she had her first passport photo when she was 10 days old, and her first flight was at 2 weeks. We took her we flew from here to England or to Jersey and Switzerland, and we did Jersey, Switzerland and Germany for a couple of months when she was a few weeks old.
That's cool. And
then when my son was 2, he was actually born in Switzerland, but when he was 2, we came back here for the 3rd time. So we'd been backwards and forwards living in Australia with our daughter a few times. And we moved back over here when he was 2, and then we took them back to England to nurse Mum when my son was 5, and he did the long trip. We did the whole lot one way then because we wanted to get back quickly. We don't do any sleepovers anywhere. We do go we really always go as quick as we can back. And of course we don't stop in England. We have to then do that flight to Jersey. So we're also transferring Heathrow to Gatwick. So we've got that extra leg.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mission.
But no, always done it, never had problems. One of my first blogs was about travelling with kids. I might send you the link. But I think to me it was very much about like just being prepared, being organised, have things with them, have their favourite teddy, have their favourite blanket, have the games they want to play, and let them go up and down the corridor with you. People don't mind anymore. They know kids are on the plane. They'd rather have the kid walk up and down the corridor than screaming.
Mm-hmm. Patting on the top of their head.
All patting the head. No, we tend to chat to them.
And there's always Finnegan, right?
And I kept them to a routine as well. Yeah, it was like when we get on the plane, remember it's sleeping time, the blinds will be going down and it's time to put pyjamas on. Yeah. And so I kept them into a routine. But no, I had no issues. But I think
just take Valium for yourself.
No, but it's a mindset thing as well. If you're going to believe you've got issues, they're going to sense that. They're going to sense that you are worried about it, and they're going to act upon that. They're going to act upon your vibrations. So if you believe things will work, they will respond according to your vibrations.
They are your universal energy.
Exactly.
Only thing is, if I get one day, years ago, I gave 4 children Finnegan. I was up for 36 hours. All 4 of my children cannot take Finnegan. We have the opposite results.
What's Flurgan?
It knocks you out. Well, no, not my family. They climb the roof.
It knocks most people out. Little.
No. But that's
Dated
just
the kids and it backfired.
to make it worse. It was snowing. I had no car, and the dog had 13 puppies. Guess who was hand rearing these puppies? I fell asleep and dropped the last puppy because of where we lived, and it was like pneumonia and colds and all sorts of stuff. It was not a very pleasant time. And I still remember, even all these years later, the dogs look at me going, that was my last puppy. So these things you don't forget. So, yeah, we travelled from New Zealand over here with an 18-month-old. And it was just at that stage, 1985. And some Dr. Green or whatever had put out about ADHD. And I remember reading the book on the plane and laughing the whole way over. I should have known. So, yes, it's fun. But if you are traveling and you take drugs between countries, go to your GP and get him to contact, I think it's the same over there, contact the international board or whatever it is they do, and they check your prescriptions to make sure they are good enough to go into the various countries and you don't get arrested.
That's good. That's great advice. Thank you, Susan.
That's all right. We actually want to see you, not have to go and visit you there.
Hey guys, I came on a little bit late. Cordelia, when did you join the SFM?
Hey, July, I think.
July 2017?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was July, and July. That's when I made my application.
Okay, and you said you went black like 2 weeks later? Okay,
Yeah.
Can I ask how you invested, or was it like you had the money, or did you get a loan, or how did it work out?
Yeah, I got a loan. Do you guys know what Tesco's is?
And I'm also I'm American. I'm just here in New Zealand.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm actually from Arizona.
I just got a loan from Tesco's, but I think Money Supermarket is what Dan recommends. I just got a loan out, and it was absolutely terrifying. I said to my husband, I was like, I'm going to get a 25 grand loan out, and he was like, you're crazy. And I was like, yeah, I am. Dude. But he's supported me. He's very, very supportive of whatever I do, and yeah. So I think
that's where I'm at right now. Like, I just got approved for platinum, and I'm still working towards getting towards black, but it's just me. And I'm like, all of a sudden everything is starting to hit, like the loan, thinking about cash advance, interest, like all this big numbers. And I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm really scared. And so I was just kind of wondering how that process was for you or for all of you, because this is a big deal.
It is. And let that fear motivate you.
Yeah.
I can't see your name. Is it Kelsey?
Kelsey, yeah.
Kelsey. Let that fear motivate you, because you're sitting on fire, right? And that's why you need to do it. And that's the great thing about going black. That's why people that position so high make so much progress. It's not because the commissions are bigger, it's because there is such a big attachment to that. You need to make it, because if you don't, kind of a bit screwed. So
that's exactly, and I want it. That's partly why I want the loan, is for that extra push, that extra fire, and to be around people that are going to push me. But then there's those little voices in the back. You're like, what if you don't make it? What if you don't get your ROI? What do I do when interest hits? Like, I don't know. Like, do you have a certain deadline, or do you have a plan for reinvesting in your marketing as well as paying back your debt?
I'm not very calculated, to be honest, with my finances. I kind of I'm very kind of I know there's always enough money, and that's good enough for me. Whereas some people are very kind of, everything's written down to the T. I kind of feel that maybe, I mean, I'm not recommending this, but I kind of feel that that kind of puts a barrier on how much I can receive if I do that. And so I don't do it, and money just seems to come to me when I need it, and that's great. Like I said, I'm not recommending that method.
But, I'm very much like that, like you.
Yeah,
But
I have something to add to that.
what I'm saying is I don't really have any advice in that way. But Dan, the thing is that you really, you know, the only way of failing is to quit, right?
Yeah.
And are you really going to quit?
No, I can't.
Is anybody going to let you fail? How many people have you got around you that you need support? Hey, this ad I've put up is not converting. I really need, you know, I've spent $60 on it, and I've not got one single lead. You've got all these people around you that are going to go, right, let's have a look at your campaign. What's wrong with it? You can jump on a webinar, you know, you can look at some training, you can go over it. And like Stuart says, your first 10,000 leads are your marketing education. No one's going to let you fail. As long as you've got the confidence to speak out and say, I need help, then you'll be absolutely fine. What do you think, Karina?
Yeah, I agree. Like, that's why I wanted to go black, because I knew this was it. Like, there was no other option for me. And I wanted to be around those people. And like, I was really fucking scared. Like, I wanted to spew on myself every day for like about 2 months. But then like, I didn't even think about, I have shitloads of debt now because of this. I don't even think about that. I just think about the total amount I have to pay back on my loan each month. And I cover that. And I'm fine. I feel great because I'm in this for the long term. I'm not thinking a year. I'm not even thinking 3 years. I'm thinking, how's my life going to fucking look when I'm 80? Like, and that's what this is about for me. So and you know, it will take time to build that, but I don't have that pressure on myself of, I'll make it next week. You know, it's just, I know I've got to pay this amount on my loan and I'm in the right place. I know because I feel wonderful. I love what I'm doing and I'm growing and I'm seeing progress, you know, and I just trust that and make sure I'm meeting my obligations. And you can tell by the way you feel if it's the right decision. I know at first it's like, it's scary, but sometimes it feels like there is no other choice. It's almost like staying the same is scarier. like, so it's kind of like, you know, you just gotta make a decision. But that was I was freaked out by the debt, but then I went, no, this is an investment. I had to stop seeing it as a debt. It's an investment, honestly, and just pay what you owe that month, cover what you owe that month. And that's it. And that's what I started to feel grateful for my job after that, because I finally felt like I was moving towards something and it was helping me get there, as opposed to I'm just going to this job that's leading nowhere. So that's kind of my stance on it anyway.
I suppose it's like looking at a mortgage, isn't it? You're investing or you invest in a house, which is your future. I mean, that's the same thing with investing in your future. It's building a business.
Which is absolutely how I wanted to, and I still do. But I think it's all of a sudden looking at it like, if these things like within 7 to 9 to 12 months are accruing, like then they're maxed out and now I'm getting 20+% interest on them.
Do it over 5 years at least.
Do what?
Take a loan out over 5 years at least.
So that's the hard part. Like I'm going through it through a person that Mark Hayes had me go through. And it's been really difficult because I'm trying to get the loan through the US, but I don't live in the US. And it's just been a frustrating thing. And it's all coming through as like these multiple credit cards. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I went about it the right way or not. Like it's just one of these things, like it's not a 5 year, like these are like 7 to 12 months without zero interest. And then they start instantly accruing 20+%. And like, I want to invest. I have no problem being in debt. It's just, I don't want to do something that could ruin me financially if I can't get a hang on it. And I just don't know.
The credit card thing doesn't sound good.
No. Can I interrupt here?
Yeah.
Okay, I came in June 2014, and I had never had a loan. what I had is a car accident, and that wiped my memory. So I went to the point of getting a black credit card, and I phoned up Mark Hayes, and all of a sudden out of my mouth came platinum, and I went, oh shit. Oh, well, in that case, I'll have the rest of it down under as well. So I got every level 2 platinum. Now, why didn't I listen to somebody who said to me, phone Mark up and cancel it? That's because I'm stubborn. But I look at it and I say, all right, I had the $10,000 loan in those time. I've still got a loan, but I know who I am because I did the platinum course. The other way around it took a while, but the other way, if I had gone black, between now and then, I would have also been able to have the silver, have the gold, and still be working on the platinum to obtain that. So if you go to that level, you can still get your middle levels. It just takes a bit of savings. But hey, why not just throw it in, grab a 50-cent piece, toss it up into the air, and if you say head and it comes up tails and you get upset, you know you've made the right choice. And it's like that. It's just a gamble. You have to do the actions to fulfill what it is that you want. And now, after all this time, like, it's going to sound strange, I do not have a marketing budget because of the car accident, everything else. I'm on a disability. So my marketing budget it's gone into me paying the loan. I accept that. 2 weeks ago, I was fiddling around with something, and this person turned up into my link generator thingy once, and I went, that's a 1. What's that doing there? Day after, I found it's an AWeber. Today I look on it, and they're actually opening emails. So it's taken a long time, but there's somebody in there who's opening emails. Do you know how far I walked around on the roof going, yeah, today? And it's just little. So, Kelsey, you can't guarantee, and no one can guarantee, what and where you are. Because as soon as you get that loan and you go and say, I had the black card in my bra, and I still said platinum. I had black written all over the wall, black, and I still said platinum. So don't panic. What will be, will be. What is right for you will happen. And then do the other actions to make sure it is bloody well right for you and that you can get out of it. Besides that, once you start making some money, and in Australia you have 2 years to claim back taxes. So if you took a loan now and you're paying Australian taxes, it's not this one around, you can still claim it then, but it's the year after that you can back claim those taxes. So save every receipt. Yeah. Write everything down.
That's it. I'm so confused because I'm like living all over the world, and I'm American. So like I don't even know. And that's, I mean, I'm making the New Zealand dollar and I'm taking out US dollar, and I'm everything going out. You know what I mean? You just realize how different the currencies are. And like I said, I'm all mindset. I love this stuff. I'm so into it. That's why I've gotten this far. But it's just like, now that it's at this point, it's just like, it's becoming so real. And it's, yeah.
So funny that you brought up this conversation today, because I've been thinking about the same thing over the last 2 weeks. I only went gold just the last couple of days, but I wanted to go platinum. But I really realised in this whole process that my relationship with money, I don't have, like, I am really scared of money. I have money, but I'm scared of using it, and I'm scared of losing it. And I've identified where I've come from. And as a kid, we didn't have any money. So I have this really different relationship with money. And if I had the balls enough, I would have gone platinum and really taken out a loan. But I do have other commitments, and you've got to be really comfortable with where you place yourself and the money that you spend too. And for me, I just decided that I'd just go gold. not just go gold, but
Right, no,
at that point in time, at this point in time, I could afford, and but then in a few months' time, I'll probably upgrade to platinum or black. But at this stage, I'll just do it in increments. But and I've accepted that and I feel happy about that because it's not too much money, and I was happy with that at the moment. And then I'll just scale up.
Right.
And
I know it's crazy. There was everyone I've talked to, they're like, oh man, I can't wait to go up. Or there's people like, I wish I would have gone up. And I know the commissions are bigger. It's just, I've been elite, and I'm still having trouble getting my website together and getting the YouTube ads even out just at elite. And it's just
platinum sounds awesome. Platinum sounds wonderful.
I'm so I so want to go. I so want to go to London, but I just came back from a month in Thailand. I have no idea how I would afford to go.
Write about Thailand. Write about your pain points.
Yeah. Oh, that's
write
good.
about them. Why? Because that's the thing. I mean, I went over to Brisbane, right? Perth last year. And in March last year, I loaned a friend some money, right? Stupid thing to do. Then later on, they sold a car to another friend of mine, and the first guy went and got my money that I had lent the other guy. So it's a long story. Several $1,000s later, I ended up in Perth with $5 to my name. I ended up there Wednesday, and I didn't get paid until Friday. Yeah, interesting, huh?
Yeah.
My mum loaned me $50, and that was enough to get 2 nights accommodation.
Really?
So really, those things, I had people giving me things, and I'm going past and they're giving me smiles, and they're giving me samples of food. I thought, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I lost kilos because of the amount of, I determined I was going to walk everywhere. I actually went to go to Red Dog and down at the thing and buggered up my leg again. So I couldn't carry my backpack, which is, everything went right to go wrong because I was in the right place at the right time. So throw those sparrow farts away. You know how you've got an emu and it sits on your neck and it goes, and as you get used to it, it kind of shrinks. The other day I had a sparrow whispering sweet nothings into my ear, and I told it to itself, right? And I swear that sparrow farted as it disappeared. But now I don't have it. No, literally, I suddenly realized I have no fear. I have no fear. And that is very challenging because every time I think of fear, I think of the sparrow fart. They spelt fear wrong. Listen, whoever invented that word fart and fear, well, it must have been dyslexic because I keep getting them confused. So that's my sense of humor. So whenever you start going down, just grab hold of that 50-cent piece and you will know if your decision as it's coming down and you say heads, and it sails, you go, oh, I'll throw it up again. Your decision has already been made.
It's true.
And it's that easy. Go and find some money and toss it up and tell us what you're coming back with. If you're still sitting there at midnight going like this because you want heads and it's coming up tails, you will know your answer.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a sparrow fart. Can't do it with those bloody $10 notes though, because they tend to just drift off and you're chasing them.
Classic.
Yeah, I'm classic.
Love it.
How long have you all, can I just because I'm totally new to this whole thing, well, where I'm actually trying to get to know the community and be vulnerable. How long has everyone been with the SFM?
Nearly a year.
Oh, but yeah, all at once. Sorry, my bad. see,
No, you're
Karina.
not.
Okay. 10 months or 11. Yeah, almost a year. Almost a year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And have you, like, how are you feeling? When did you start advertising?
December. Literally last month.
Okay.
It took me about 9 months to find the courage to advertise. I did do some advertising on Facebook briefly,
Okay.
but I was getting insanely expensive leads, so I stopped. And then I did nothing for about 3 months, and then finally got the courage to go onto YouTube.
Okay.
But really, I've been advertising since the 5th of December.
Okay. No, but for me, I love that because, like, it's scary. It's a big problem. And YouTube's a big deal to even just get on. Like, I'm realizing how much it takes to get on that platform. And how has it been? Okay. I mean, that's a month. Has it been good? Better than Facebook?
Oh, yeah. It's a much better platform for me. I'm getting much cheaper leads now. I'm getting leads, so happy days. I've got some members now. But yeah, I feel much more comfortable on this platform, but I also feel like I'm in a better headspace in myself anyway. Like
Absolutely.
I did Phoenix. I also went to Perth and then started advertising. So I think, really I just kept embedding myself in the community. That's been the biggest resource for me, and building my confidence is just being involved. Because eventually you just begin to, via osmosis, soak in everyone else's good juju, and like, if you just stick yourself in around people, you do sort of become them. You become the people you surround yourself with. And when they're fantastic and have great positive mindsets, you become that. And so, yeah, and then I just got to a place where I'm like, yeah, let's do this. I feel good about this. I feel good about where I'm at. Let's advertise. And I'm getting results now, but it took me a while to build to that point. Yeah.
Yeah. And what exactly, if you don't mind me asking, like, what is your idea of like a budget for marketing? Like,
Oh, everyone's different.
yeah.
Well, they say like to advertise on YouTube, you want to be positioned at gold or higher, just because YouTube and Facebook are more expensive to advertise on, especially when you're starting out. There's a big learning curve and you spend money. And if you're not positioned, you don't make the commissions to make back your advertising spend.
True.
So, so that's why they say if you're positioned at elite or silver, don't advertise on YouTube or Facebook. Go to Bing or free or low cost advertising, because it financially just won't work out to start on Facebook and YouTube unless you know exactly what you're doing, maybe. But even then, the commissions aren't that high. So, yeah, but everyone's different. I mean, some people have $6,000 a week to spend, and others, like me, have $50 a day. So,
even that's like,
and even that for me is like, I can't go any higher. I'm like, okay. At the moment, it's a stretch for me, but I'm, that's where I'm at now. Maybe I'll find, maybe that's my next breakthrough, but right now it's better than nothing. Yeah. So just, it's just starting. You just got to start. And that's, yeah. I mean, everyone's different. I don't know. What's your advertising budget, Corky?
Well, kind of. I'm at the moment. I'm spending £60 a day, which is 120 Aussie dollars.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I know someone that's just spending £5 a day, 10 Aussie dollars a day, and like getting 1 lead a day. Managed to get 30 leads, and out of that she's got 3 apps. I mean, that's awesome. Insane. That's Yista, right?
Oh, Yista.
Absolutely insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if she can keep that up, she's going to make a record. But it's very, very, it depends. You can put 5 ads out and they won't resonate with anyone, and and you've spent a lot of money on testing those ads, and then you get another one out. But I think if you want to really start seeing movement in a fairly quick pace, I mean, ideally, what would be great was to have about £200 a day. Okay. I know that Dan spends about £400 a day, but he's like, whoa, like way off.
Yeah.
I know how he started spent on his. I've got his spreadsheet here, and I think he started with what was it? $4,000 a month.
Okay. Oh man.
So everybody's very different. I've lost you all. I can't find you. Everybody's very different.
Yeah. No, and I mean, yeah, fine. Yeah. These are all just, it's good things to know. And just, I'm trying to get an idea of where, and even if I don't even have it, but just to kind of like, okay, where's the mark I'm aiming for? Can I earn extra cash? Like doing.
Try and start with 40. Try and start with $40 a day. That would be a good starting point.
Are we talking US dollars or?
Sorry, I'm talking Australian dollars.
Australian dollars.
Yeah.
I know. Like,
yeah, it's too much, isn't it?
No, it's all good. Right.
Yeah, like then you'd be looking at about 4 leads a day if you've got a good conversion rate, and that'd be good. But I have got one really good piece of advice for you, which is to get yourself an accountability partner. That is going to really help you, because you've got someone to discuss everything with, and like you can make goals. And I mean, me and Karina are in a YouTube accountability group, right? And every week we make a couple of like goals. So it may be that we need to get a new campaign up and reshoot a video. And if we get to the end of that week and we haven't done that, we get told off. But the point is that, it gives you kind of, you want to show up.
I would love that, yeah.
And it's really good. I mean, me and Yiska, when we came out of Arizona, we were accountability partners, and we'd talk every day. And it just means you've got someone to interact with that's, that you can talk to about your advertising with, and try and find someone that's at the same level as you and wants to, because then you can just push each other along. And help each other out. If you're with someone that's quite far advanced, the relationship won't be as good, because they'll feel like you're just leading off them all the time, because they don't need to ask you any questions because they're over there.
No, it makes sense. That's actually is what I want so badly to go to London to like meet people in person. I know you don't need to, but that would just be amazing.
Make it happen. Manifest it. Holly had no money whatsoever, and she jumped on a plane 24 hours notice and turned up in Australia from the UK. If you want it, just say I want it, and just expect it to happen, and it will. Something will come up.
There's someone went to Arizona for the gold event, wasn't it? And wasn't gold yet? Wasn't there someone?
Jacqueline.
Oh, yeah.
Jacqueline, she went to gold. So she went to the gold events without even being gold. We got there and then was offered to help out with Mitch and Geordie, and ended up being gold for the gold event, and went to the gold event. So
nice. How does that work?
Yeah, it was great.
Is there like a gold event and then the platinum event and then momentum day?
Only once a year. Yeah.
Okay.
So gold is once a year, platinum is every event at the moment, so 4 times a year.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to figure it all out as it's going along. Okay. I'm putting it out. I want to go to London. I really, really want to go to London.
Come. Oh, we fun.
Oh, gosh. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Keesley, why do you want to go to London?
Me? I want to meet people. I'm such a people person. I want to be surrounded and completely. So I'm a fitness instructor and personal trainer, and I've done conventions and stuff like that before for fitness instructing. And I leave feeling alive. I feel really motivated, and it just puts everything back on track. And this is something now that I'm super excited about and really want to take my life this direction. And I'm at this point where I'm starting to feel alone and like a little scared. And I just want to be completely immersed in that positivity and mindset.
Second question.
That for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second question. Why do you need to go to London? 2 different questions.
If I've invested in platinum, I have maybe max 7 months to see some real return on my investment. And I think to start doing that, I need to go to the incubator. Like, I need to be part of the platinum workshop as soon as possible to get everything up and going.
Okay. So that's your business side of it, but why do you need? That's what I'm asking. Where's that little gem inside you that's going to kick your ass and make you go?
I don't know.
I'll tell you why.
Yes.
There's a young lady in America who's a what do you call it? A childcare worker, and she was having trouble coming up with all sorts of things. I think Angie, you were on the call. Crystal K. Clear.
Yeah.
And I spoke to her last year and said, and she's now going to London. 2 questions I asked her was, why do you want and why do you need? You find the difference out between that and move it on your need. You open up on your need. Go and ask her. Go and ask her to meet you there. Crystal K. Clear. At the moment, she's got a rabbit's nose, I think, as you'll see on the profile. And don't make anything to do with money. Money just blocks you. Because if you say, I want $100, that's all you're going to get.
Yeah. I guess
If you want
I
the
need
experience
direction.
of spending money, that's different.
My visa's up in my visa's up in May. Well, technically June, but I've got to figure out where I'm going next, and so I'm looking for direction.
Come visit us in London, but you won't want to stay here. It's miserable. It's
I know. 2018 is a year without winter. That is something I have chosen. I would love to go to Spain. Valencia, Spain is my dream at the moment. So we'll see.
So London's a stepping stone to Spain.
Well, it's winter in London at the moment.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But it's only a few days, and there will be lovely, warm people. So that would be the
Except for being platinum and they'll have the air conditioning on.
Cordelia, can I ask you a question? Just want to ask you a question. How do you manage the overwhelm with, well, you maybe don't get overwhelmed, but with the kids? Because I know you sent me a video or something a little while ago, because I was struggling with my 3-year-old and just working full time. I get overwhelmed very, very quickly with this, and it just then blocks me. And trying to spend that quality time with the little one. And you've got 3, so it's like, how do you pull yourself?
Just drink gin. Just drink a lot of gin. No, I'm joking. I don't really know.
Are you?
I've swapped cigarettes for gin. I don't really know, to be honest. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, right? So if I'm angry, I'm angry. If I'm happy, I'm happy. I get it all out, I guess. And then I just have the kids in bed by 7 o'clock, and they daren't stay up later. And then I've got my evenings, and I guess it's my husband's very supportive. So he's taken them out to the children's gym thing this morning so that I can work. And I know that if I had them all the time, I wouldn't be able to cope. Sometimes I can't cope. And that, that I was crying to Holly the other day, saying, Holly, I can't cope. Like, these kids are driving me crazy. And they do. They drive me absolutely insane, most of the time, but absolutely adorable. What I struggle with is coming out of nurse mode into mum mode. And then I struggle, switching off from the SFM and focusing on my kids, and I struggle transitioning between things.
Yeah, I try to get my daughter down at 7, but she doesn't go to bed till 8:30. It kills me. And then I fall asleep with her.
Is she tired? Does she need to sleep?
Well, she goes to childcare, but this morning, she doesn't mind us sleeping, which is great. And neither do I. And she, woke up this morning and she giggled me and said, Mum, turn the radio off, I can't sleep. The alarm was going off and she heard it and I didn't. And but she's tired. She needs to go to bed that early, but she just doesn't. I just can't get her down. because I don't get home till 5:30. Pick her up from childcare and get home at 5:30. Then it's horrible time. You know, she's in the cupboard or the fridge trying to get food. You're trying to get dinner ready. Then she doesn't want to eat your dinner, and it's like, far out.
We have that.
Yeah. So then you only get an hour with them, and it's all that crappy shit, you know. So yeah, 8:30. It's crazy, and then try and do a couple of hours.
You're just flat out, especially if you've got home from work. It is difficult. Do you work 5 days a week?
Yeah. And my partner's deployed, so she's in the Middle East, and
and you're
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to keep, fixating on it, because it is what it is, and I've just got to accept what I can do as opposed to what I can't.
So it's about consistency and persistence, like it doesn't matter if you've got 8 hours or 1 hour. If you do 1 hour a day or 2 hours every other day, it's better than dipping in and out. And
I had to drop out of I haven't dropped out of the 90-day Perth challenge, but it just wasn't getting me what I needed to move forward. I was not wasting my time, but just I need to focus on other things, which is why I went gold, so I can get that one-on-one mentorship and get just some structure back into what I'm doing and seeing what I'm doing wrong, because I've been in it for 12 months and I've just been fluffing around the edges. I just have to get serious.
So what's your goal? Where do you want to be? What do you want to advertise on? Are you advertising?
Yeah, I picked Facebook. Just because I can't. I haven't got the time to actually do multiple. So Facebook just because I guess I know it.
Mm-hmm. Facebook's good. So all you need to do is get your website set up.
Done. That's done. I did that. I've done that, and I've paid someone to finish it off. So that's working, and I have a constant campaign to send people there. So at least that's something good. But I stopped advertising altogether until I got. I had some congruency issues and all this sort of shit. So I'm just trying to sort that through and work out my target audience and work that out better. So I have done a video now for Facebook. So now I just got to build a campaign on that.
Cool. So that sounds like you're ready to go. I think the thing is like Alex Smale picked me up at the beginning of my video challenge, and he said to me, like, don't worry about anything else. Just focus on the things that are going to get leads, because I was like posting on Instagram, writing blogs, and I didn't have an audience, and it was just kind of pointless. And I think that's thanks to Alex is the reason why I've moved fast so quickly, because I've literally just focused on those things to get me to the leads, and then once they're coming in, then focused on other things. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, but it can be, there's so many things around going on, and pick and choose the webinars, and be very kind of
selective.
Yeah, because I guess it's a bit hard for us. You want to get on the live webinars, but because the time difference, it does make it difficult. And then you watch the replays, but you like you said, you've got to pick which ones you're consistently watching webinars and not actually doing what you need to do.
Why don't you reach out to Gavin and have a call with Gavin? Gavin would be more than happy to have a call with you, and you could even offer to him to record it, and he could use it for his group, but just to kind of go over some Facebook stuff, because he's like, even Dan Holloway goes to Gavin for all his Facebook information. He's like the go-to Facebook man at the moment. Okay. Gavin just moved over to YouTube, but it's still very fresh in his mind.
Sure. Okay.
And I'll mention it to him as well.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep, I think I'll do the same. I'll contact Gav, because I'm actually not positioned. I'm not positioned in DEA. I'm actually at Elite, but I have actually started advertising on Facebook, and I know they recommend positioning first. But I did start the advertising thinking I was going to get the money in, and unfortunately that hasn't gone ahead. So I've decided that I was because I am getting leads, I get anything between 1 and 4 a day. So I thought I'm just keeping the ad up there. It's
maybe I should get him on the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
be a good idea, because I'm going to say it'd be great to have some Facebook stuff as well. There's a lot of YouTube going on.
We have quite a bit of training on YouTube, but those of us that are sticking with Facebook,
Yeah, I'll reach out to him and get him on one of these calls.
Yeah, no, be good.
Yeah.
Be good. Knowing what to do half the time and just checking your stats. But like you said, when you can't go live on the calls, you can't jump onto, or sometimes I've tried to jump into Jestons a couple of times and done it very quickly, been on very quickly in the over Christmas, between the Christmas New Year break. But it's very hard because you're either driving to work or at work, that you can't really share screens, you can't show things to check stats.
Yeah, Justin's great at that as well. Like, it's so annoying.
Well, that's why I often I managed to time one in. I did have a brief chat when I managed to time one in between Christmas and New Year, and that was it. But wait till the next holiday break, and then message them and say, well, these dates I'd like to come on. But yeah, you sort of like do it in between. But yeah, just going in and seeing.
Good on you, Robbie, for creating this community. This is needed, isn't it? This is so
that's why we have it.
It's so good.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
It's a nice atmosphere in this webinar. It's just everyone's just chatting, and I've not come across this kind of atmosphere in a webinar before. Not just a webinar.
The Aussie way.
Yeah.
I actually think Holly's was going this direction. I went on hers the other day. I was actually driving to work, so I couldn't actually participate. And I felt bad with that because everyone was asking questions and she was putting it through. But her new thing that she's got for the people who are like elite and under her question answer, it's really good, where she's talking about how she makes money from social media. It's really good what she's started there. So those who want to go on should just reach out to Holly. And
I was thinking about getting her on one of these calls as well.
Yeah, no, it's her question and answers that she ran the other day was excellent on how to make money with the skills that you are learning.
Yeah, definitely.
Now that she's had the practice run, she can come and do it for real on here.
No, it is. I mean, it does. You're right, Cook. It sounds like she is awesome, and I'm so pleased she's sharing it, because there's so many of us who sit back where really you could go out there and start doing things.
Yeah, it's so true, and people need that. We're so kind of SFM affiliate driven, you know, but we're told
Cat Smith is another one.
How to go down them is another matter.
Yeah, that's true. That's really true. Sometimes you do forget those other paths exist, and you know, the affiliate path isn't for everyone, and not just like in terms of, oh, I like affiliate marketing or I don't. Also in terms of life circumstance, finances, resources, just where you're at. There are other paths that might be more suitable for some people.
But it's even using that path to pay your way to do the affiliate marketing. If the affiliate marketing is the way you want to go, it's just using it. And like Robbie just said, Cat Smith was really good at
Cat Smith last week was awesome.
Yeah. In doing that.
Which is on the Downunder YouTube channel if anyone wants to go and revisit it.
I watched it the next day. It was excellent.
And it's posted in the video challenge in the SFM tribe as well.
Yeah.
And
she's a new gold coach, isn't she?
Platinum coach. Oh,
no, they're getting her in for gold training now.
All right.
She's going to do gold as well, is she? Because she was doing the women. It was the women's league. The women's forum was for platinum, I thought.
She did say something about gold. They were doing it for gold as well.
They're bringing coaches. They're bringing more coaching into gold.
That's good.
And there's going to be 3 gold coaches. Kat's going to be one of them.
Oh, she'll be awesome.
Yeah,
she's good.
Yeah,
and they're bringing some women's leadership into it.
That's through Kat.
Yeah, that's through Kat
women's
as well.
leadership.
Gold as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was talking about that last week as well. So.
Yeah.
It's really brilliant to go on to platinum or black.
Cordelia, I finished listening to Crush It.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I actually so good.
So good.
So good. It would be nice if it was a bit more, because he's talking back in 2007 or something, when, you know, kind of all the social media was sort of, you know, really early in the piece. But geez, it's good. I listen to it every day in the car on the way to work and
yeah, it's good. But there's just one message which is still relevant, which is just bloody create content and stick it out there, whether it's audio, video, or written. You know, just find something you're passionate about and just talk about it, and just keep doing that and doing it.
Yeah, I tried to do that with the 90-day video challenge. So talking about random shit that I was liked and put some shit out there. But it's a really good one. I've listened to a few different types, but I really like that one.
Very high energy, isn't he?
Yeah, wine. It's kind of weird. I didn't know anything about him before that.
We're talking about Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love that
He
guy.
is.
I love that guy.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so I'm nearly finished it. I'm down to the last 20 minutes or something like that.
He's got about 6 books out, I think.
Yeah, I've got a social media one or something about posting on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. What you should post and what you shouldn't.
Yeah. And he's not
Different
getting
content.
one thing. And it was the chapter 8, and it was just all he said was care. That was it. Next chapter. Marketing strategy was just care.
Well, I missed that.
Yeah, it was 2 seconds. Gone.
I'll say goodbye now. I need to get ready for bed because I have a 6 a.m. YouTube group in the morning. So
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed. And lovers and ladies, have a lovely evening. Bye everyone.
See ya.
See you, Karina. See you. Bye.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.
Robbie.
See ya.
Yeah, I think I'm going to head out as well.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
Well, we'll
so
just
much.
wind up the call then and
Yeah.
say thanks for coming, Cordelia. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thanks for having me.
No worries.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See ya. And I'll get I'll send a link for the recording if you want it, Cordelia.
Okay.
For the rest of you, it'll be in the Down Under group.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.